Okay, so we have like till the performance, like you know now what I said, like the load balancing, availability, and performance. So performance basically we can say like for the a single database, we have the multiple resources with the same configuration, right? So whatever the load or whatever the connections will come, it will distribute it on the available node, which is like connected with the database. So it will get distributed. It will like and like it will work fastly because they those all those machines are having the good configuration. All those machines resources is available for all the connection. And as you know that if like the resources and configuration or resources are available on the node, so definitely the work will like whatever the things we are going to perform, it will work fastly, right? So that's the performance. And for the scalability, if we talk about the scalability means suppose here we have a single node, as I said, with the 16 GB RAM with the like 4 core or 8 core CPU. Here we have a machine with 16 GB RAM with 8 core CPU, 16 GB RAM with 8 core CPU. Also, we can add one more node here, right? With the same configuration, with the 16 GB RAM, right? And you know, with the 16 GB RAM and 8 core CPU. 16 GB RAM and 8 core CPU, right? So here we have the 16 GB RAM and 8 core CPU for this. The same thing we have for this machine for the node for the node 2. We have the same for the node 1, right? So, so the- so we have the same for the node 1. And for the single machine, for this single machine, we have for the single machine, we have so here we have the 16 GB RAM 8 core CPU for single machine, but here we have the multiple node, okay? And all those multiple node is connected with the one machine. And now we have added the third node here, right? And that is with the same configuration, right? With the same configuration. So we have one node here, we have the second node here, we have the third node here. So in single machine, what you can do, suppose we have the 100 session here, okay, and the as per the in future, as I said, the your business will grow. So definitely the load will come to your database. So due to that, like the work is going on. So due to that, your like business is growing. So if your business is growing, it means like you need a good performance, you good resources. So in single node, what you can do for 16 GB, you can do the 24 GB. Here you can also increase the CPU curve. Okay, if that load or connection will again increase, again what you can do, you can increase it up to 32 GB, right? So in 32 GB, but if the load is again increased on single instance database, after that what you can do, after a specific time, the single machine will not allow you to increase after that limit, right? As you know that like in there are multiple system, also you have the system, right? So in your system, maybe your system will support till the 16 GB RAM only. So suppose you have the 8 GB RAM, and if you are going to set up the RAC environment, so maybe your system, you can ask anyone, like the any person or anyone, to increase the, you know, the RAM of my system. So maybe your system will support till the 16 GB, they can increase. But if you again ask them to increase the RAM again up to the 32 GB, and if we will check, he will get to know, like your laptop will support only 16 GB RAM, like your laptop supported to the 16 GB RAM only, not more than that. Okay, so same will happen here. If you have a single machine, so after a specific limit, it will not allow you to increase the resources, right? But in RAC, what you can do, suppose you have the two node RAC. So for single instance, whatever the things like resources we are increasing, so that is called the, the vertical resource, like we are increasing the vertical. Okay, so this is called the vertical resource increasement. Okay, and in RAC, that is called the horizontal resource method. Horizontal means in vertical, what's happening? We are increasing the resource for this single machine. Means like we are just increasing the RAM and CPU only, right? But in why we are saying the horizontal in RAC? Because we are adding the node here, right? So suppose we have that like 16 GB and 8 core. Before that, here we have the 16 GB and 8 core. Then we have increased till the 32 GB, right? But here we have one machine with the 16 GB 8 core and second machine with the 16 GB 8 core. But as per the database load and requirement and business growth, if we need to increase the resources again, like the RAM and CPU and all, so easily we can add the third node here with the 16 GB and 8 core RAM without affecting our business. Okay. Understood now what like I am saying for the scalability, right? If you are adding a node, right, in the RAC environment, if you are adding a node, okay, with like if as per the business requirement, if we need to increase the resources, so in RAC environment, what we will do, we will add or another node. As you know that we can have the multiple node. Okay, so we can add another node with the same configuration. Okay, and without affecting your business. It will not affect your business if you are adding a node in the RAC environment. So there is no impact on your business. But in the single instance, if you are going to increase the resource, so definitely, as I said, it will increase up to, up to like like a higher limit one. But after that, it will not allow you to increase. Okay. And also, if you are going to increase the resources in single environment, definitely it will impact your business, right? But in RAC, it will not impact your business. You can add the resources, or we can say add a node with the same configuration, with the same RAM and CPU and all, without impacting your current business. So that is called the scalability. So understood now what I'm like I have explained for the availability, load balancing, performance, and its scalability. Scalability means कि as per the business requirement, you can easily expand your RAC environment. Easily expand. No need to like touch your business, like business, the running business. It will not impact your running business. And easily you can add the another node, and then like easily it will like added in your environment, and as I said about the load balancing, then whatever the connection will come, automatically it will start to distribute all those connections in between all those nodes. Even like the I did node also. Okay, so this is the like, and this is the main thing for which like the company are using the uh, the RAC environment. This is the main thing. The scalability also we can say these are also important part. We cannot avoid all those things like the availability and the scalability. These are the 2 points for which the company are using the RAC.
Satish, am I audible?
Yeah, you are, but it's a very low. Your voice is coming very low.
Okay. Now it's okay.
Yeah, quite
Yeah. I
good.
have one question. You
Mm-hmm.
talk about the we are adding the node with the same
Mm-hmm.
configuration. Can we add the node with different configuration? It is possible.
No, see what will happen in that situation then. It's not possible to add with any other configuration. So I will explain you. Uh,
Okay.
Means like how to configure the node and everything. If suppose you are going to install anything on node 1, you
Mm-hmm.
need to put the same configuration, same OS version, same grid software, same Oracle software, whatever we have on the node 1, we need to put the same on the node. We need to put the same on the node.
Okay.
We
I'm
cannot change
not
anything.
talking about the software level. I'm talking about the hardware level. If suppose that we have a first node, we have a 16 GB RAM. Can we add a second node on 8 GB RAM or 30?
No, see what happened in that scenario, what will happen? Na? Like
Okay.
if suppose we have created the database here, suppose we have created the like ASM instance here, ASM1. Here
Okay.
we, as you know that whenever like we will install the ASM software and database also, na, automatically it will transfer. Like we just need to create the directory as we have on the node 1, same directory we need on the node 2, same directory we need on the next node. Okay. And
Okay.
then when we are going to install the software on the node 1, automatically it will transfer all those binary from node 1 to node 2. Automatically, it will create the instance with the same configuration. Whatever the configuration we have on the node 1, automatically it will create that instance with the same size. Suppose here we have given the 10 GB to SGA. Okay, so automatically it will transfer all the Oracle database software here. It will create the SM2 and DB instance 2 here with the same configuration. Whatever we have given on the node 1, automatically it will transfer all those configuration on node 2. So
Okay. I
definitely
got it.
whatever the instance 1 and 2 is using here, definitely when we will add the node 3, definitely it will ask for the same configuration.
Okay. Okay. I got it.
So if we have given the SGS size 10 GB and here if we given 8 GB only, then definitely it will like what happened? It will got stuck and it start giving you the problem because here we have like given the SGS size 10 GB and here we have only 8 GB of RAM. So definitely if we have given 8 GB RAM, so 2 GB will use with for your system only. If there is nothing, and if you will install any that the antivirus, any security softwares and everything, as you know that the in company environment, they will install. So also they will consume the resources on that node. Okay, so if you add the 8 GB and suppose the other resources will use the 3 GB, then you have only 5 GB free space here. But here you have the 16 GB where your SGA is using the 8 GB, your ASM instance will use the 2 GB. Then after you have the 4 GB free RAM here. So definitely the other resources can use the 3 GB. Then after also you have 1 GB free RAM here. also you will have the same year. But if you will add this instance with the 8 GB only, definitely the other resource will use the 3 GB. That it will fix, right? But what will happen for when like our database will try to start and will try to use our SM instance, will try to use the like the RAM and everything. Then as per their requirement, it will not be like that the supported for the node 3. So definitely it will go down. It will start giving you the error like the system is not like that as per recommendation. It's not able to connect to that, or it's not able to start the instance and everything. So
Okay, I
always
got it, got
like
it.
in the company environment, if you have whatever the setup in your current environment, if you are going to scale that business, scale that your environment, then you need to set with the same configuration. Don't go with like that if suppose the node one is using the like whatever the like we discussed like configuration level like the RAM, CPU, hardware level. Same hardware level configuration we need here. Same hardware level configuration we need here. Even we need the all the software with the like the same version. The OS software, the grid software, the the
Okay, okay,
database
Satish.
software.
I got
Everything
it.
we need the same. You
Yeah, I
cannot
got
change
it.
anything. Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So especially for these 2 points, the business is using this right. The first one is the scalability, the second one is the availability. And definitely, if you will have the multiple nodes, definitely you will have a good configuration. If you add all those like system and everything, then definitely. So if you will have the good configuration, definitely the performance and everything will go like that will go properly, right? So these are the like availability and scalability and all those things. So up to here, do you have any like doubt or anything here?
No, Satish, not from my side.
Okay. So I'll now I'm going to show you the setup like how we will set up our machine. So suppose we will set up the two node uh, database. Okay. So this is the first node. This is the second node. Okay. That will be your database. So in database, as you know that here, this is suppose your node one. So node one, okay. This is your node two, okay. And this is your DB. DB in the sense where we have our, the database files, right? So what database files like all the all those file which is required to start your database. So firstly, we need their parameter files, right? Like the SP file and P file, right? So we can say the parameters files, okay? The
Okay,
control file, right? The data file, right? Archive log file, right? And you can say the password file, right? So these are the file which is required to start a Oracle database. either the single instance, either the RAC instance, right? And all these file, like if you are going to configure the two node RAC, it means this is your like the instance, right? And this is your actual storage. So for Oracle storage, we need to install the, the, what I can say, uh, grid software, okay, which will allow you to store your all the required file in the ASM, automatic storage management, right? So it's allow you to store your file in a ASM storage, which is shareable in between the uh, all the like the all the installed node. So those ASM storage will shareable in between the nodes. Okay, whatever the nodes we are like configuring for the database. So we will add some files. We will like during the like their installation and all. I will show you. Okay, so how it will. So ASM like the grid software will what I can say, the grid software will allow you to store like will provide you some storage and the clustering, right? In clustering there are some more resources which is like to run the RAC cluster, real application cluster. So there is some like shareable storage we need to like the start the database, start the nodes, okay, and also it provides you the Oracle database cluster. Cluster in the sense there are multiple resources which is like to running in the database, and there are many storage like the resources which is running in the database which is like handling all those things. Okay, so there are the multiple the resources in the cluster resources like Oracle high availability services and everything like that. I will show you once we will install the Oracle software. On that time I will show you what type of resource and everything will be available. But here for start the database, we need all this, the parameter file, the control file, the data file, archive log file, and password file. These are the file which we need in the is like the shareable drive, the ASM storage one. And this is the node one where like we can say we will install first the so firstly on node one we will install OEL like 7 or 8. The same thing we will install here, and same thing we will install here, right? The OEL 7 or 8. As I said here, like we need to have the same configuration. So firstly, we will install the like we will create a machine. We will install the like the one of the operating system which we will use to install. Even maybe your operating system will be the Windows or will be the Oracle Enterprise Linux or Red Hat Linux, or we can say, that there are the multiple operating system, right? So you can use whatever the operating system in your environment or as per the requirement, you can use those. But we will learn on the OEL operating system. Okay, so we will install. Even we have the OEL now, I think the OEL 9 also. But so we will install OEL 7 point something. I have that version. So we will install that software and we will, the uh, build two machines. Okay, and then after we will install the grid software. Uh, we will install the Greek software Oracle 19C Grid. Okay, so the same thing we will install here. Here, same thing we will install here. Oracle 19C Grid. Okay, and then Oracle database. So we will use the same like the database software here, Oracle 19C DB, and same we will use here. Oracle 19C DB. So we will use also, as you know that like so whenever we will install, no, so I will show you how to install and everything. Also, I will give you the document to set up the proper the rack setup in your machine. Like I will not provide you the machine and all. I will show you here. I will give you the machine and you need to set up in your laptop. And if you will have any problem or any issue, okay, so I will help you to set up the rack environment in your laptop also, right? So we will install all those things here. Also, for setup, as you know that we need some, we need some important thing which we need to set up before the like the right. Okay. So we need to set up the the network configuration. There are some important thing like suppose your node one. Okay. Suppose your node one is doing something here. Is doing something here. Okay. So like a user is connected here, and user is performing something like the update or anything. Like the user is updating a salary from 1,000 to 2,000, right? And node 2 will also get to know that there is something is happening, is going on here. There are something is change is going on here with this table, right? So also node 2 will like need to know about that information. Then how the node 2 know that which column or which things is updating here. It means they need to be communicate in between because they are, we can say, they are from the same family. Same family means when I am saying the same family means they are working for the same family, not working for, they are the part of the same family, right? So this is the family from where the node 1 and node 2, we can say the member 1 and member 2 is living with this family. They are working for this family only. They are handling all those things for this family only. So they are the part of this family. Okay. So if node 1 is doing anything here, any insert, update, delete for anything, okay, the member 2 should know about that what the node 1 is doing and how it will possible. It will possible with the help of the you know the private net, that is called the private network. Okay, so the private network is allow, or we can say allow both the family member to communicate to each other to transfer the information whatever you are doing for this family. Okay, so whatever the things is like doing by the node 2, it will transfer that information to the node 1, and whatever the node 1 is doing for this family, it will transfer those information to the node 2. Means there are a table like node 1 is updating a salary for a particular, the row. It's updating something for that row, like it's updating the salary from 1,000 to 2,000, right? So it will lock this row for a particular time till the like complete. If it will not complete that information, it will not allow you to do anything on that row, right? But node 2 should know about that, for which row it's working, right? If it will not update, if it will update and it will not commit, then definitely the other user will not get to know that what like the updated value for this table or this column, right? So this is the private network which will allow all the family members to communicate to each other to transfer the information in between the family members, and it's happening very fast. And very fast means using that private network only. The all the like that there is a method called the Kaise fusion and all. So I will explain you later. So those like using that private network only, the whatever the things is happening in node one Kaise, the all the information will be shared with the node 2. All the information will be shared with the other members also, which like the other members means whoever the part of this family, whoever the part of this database, right? So, and how it's possible? It will be possible using the private network only. So there is a method called the Kaise fusion and everything. I will explain you betterly in some next session and everything. Okay. So that's the private network. There is also we have the public network. Using that network, the the connects the client connection who can establish the connection with the database. Right. So there are some public network and all. Okay. There are some that uh, the scan IP, VIP and scan IP, like scan, scan IP and VIP. Okay. So all those things will be discussed during the the there are whenever we will set up and everything. Na? So I will explain all those things, like why we are using the scan IP, what happened with the VIP. Okay, how to configure all those things like the VIP, scan IP, public network, private network, and everything. Right. So I'll show you. So like these are the things which we need to like know at least like how the RAC is work. So as I explained, like availability, load balancing, the performance, the scalability. Okay, how it works in single instance, how it works in the the multiple node. Okay, and how we set up like a RAC setup in your environment. Okay, how it works, what OS we need, what type of database grid, database softwares, and how it like communicating to each other. Okay, and how like the what will be the use of the VIP and scan IP and how it works will like will see in the next sessions. So yeah, these are the things which like we need to know. So up to that, do you have anything like do you need to ask anything or any point which you do not understand or anything? Maybe the connection get disconnected in a minute. So again, we will rejoin. So up to here, do you have anybody have anything?
Nothing from my side, Satish.
Mhm. Yeah, so like also I'll share this like whatever the actually we don't need this diagram. This is the like set diagram I just prepared to like not prepare. I just the created for to discuss with you all.
Oh,
Yeah.